Amber Heard's body language while giving her testimony during the Johnny Depp defamation trial was analyzed by a body language expert, and according to them, it exposes a lot. According to the expert, her body language betrayed her conflicting emotions as she took to the stand for the first time in this trial. The actress was at last given a chance to counter what her ex-husband had claimed, mainly that he was in fact the victim of Amber's attacks and not the other way around. Amber wept as she told the Fairfax, Virginia courthouse that she was repeatedly struck by Mr. Depp, who was often jealous and even performed a cavity search on her to find intoxicants that he believed she was hiding from him. Body language expert Judy James told Mail Online, "It is difficult to read the emotions from the A-list case, as both of them are actors who know how to play a captivated worldwide audience. The defendants will likely have been trained by their legal team in advance of their testimonies, but slight movements or expressions can give away their true feelings while not fully revealing their guilt or innocence." At first, Amber seemed to deliberately address the questions with a smile on her face in an attempt to humanize her and create an emotional bond with the jury. However, during the more graphic parts of her testimony, the actress pushed out the emotion and often appeared to sob and scrunch up her nose without actually crying. Her hand gestures also seemed to be congruous with her words, often used for expression before her words, which according to Judy is usually a sign of authenticity. Judy went on to say, "Amber's direction of gaze and speech when she first takes a stand is important. It is quite common for people to address their answers to the jury in the US, but Amber seems to create personal connections and tie signs quickly here, beginning by smiling in the direction of the judge before turning her head towards the jury to offer her answers to questions from the legal team." She went on to say, "Her hair is also draped to her left, meaning that the jury have a clear view of her face both in silhouette and as she turns to address them directly. The effect would be to humanize herself to the jury rather than isolating herself as a celebrity who they will presumably have been hearing negative comments about. It shows them a certain amount of respect to them to want to address them directly, as it shows a consideration of them as being in ultimate control in terms of the verdict. It helps to build some early connections." Judy also mentioned that the jury gets to see her eyes this way, and that the eyes tend to be considered one of the most revealing body parts in terms of inner feelings and emotions. She continues and says, "We tend to trust people more when we can see their eye expression, so this gesture could suggest she has nothing to hide. It is of course in visual contrast to her ex-husband at the same time, who sits hunched with his eyes hidden by tinted glasses, gazing down and writing or just communicating with his team." A lot of people though accused Amber after that first day of testifying for faking tears or perhaps pretending to cry as she recounted the allegations against Depp. She said to the court that in May of 2013, she and Depp were on vacation at a trailer park in Hicksville, California near Joshua Tree, which is where he performed the cavity search on her and accused her of flirting with another woman. Amber also testified as to the first time that she alleged Depp had struck her when she asked about one of his tattoos. She then became visibly emotional during these moments, but some pointed out that you couldn't see any tears rolling down her face, even though she was forcing out this emotion. Instead of crying, she crumpled her chin and tearlessly sobbed during the testimony to highlight how this made her emotional. Judy James goes on to say, "The cameras made it hard to pick out if they had formed in her eyes or if her eyes had reddened. This, like everything, is a complicated point. When guilty people perform tears, they often try to hide their dry eyes, poking them with fingers, squeezing them shut tight, or prodding them with a hanky. When they do cry for real, the streaming tears are often prompted by self-pity. Amber seemed to be truncated, but it's that acting or bad acting or the innocent complex response of someone with mixed emotions." She then added, "Amber's facial expressions became more animated when she spoke about abuse. She spoke in detail and her expressions seemed to range from shock and bewilderment to disgust and anger. She kept her head held up and any suggestion of tears came from a change in her vocal tone and a chin crumple." I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this though, because that's all the time that we have for today. So stay classy, and I'll see you on the next one.